Today on Queen Me, I am joined by somebody who is redefining how women lead in one of the fastest moving spaces right now, artificial intelligence. T. Renee Smith is a CEO, author, speaker, and a leading voice helping women understand how to actually use AI in their real lives. Her work sits at the intersection of leadership, technology, motherhood, and identity, and her book, She Leads with AI, has quickly become a guide for women navigating how to stay ahead while staying grounded in who they are. Everyone is talking about AI, but very few are showing women how to use it in a way that creates clarity, protects their energy, and supports the life they are building. Today, we're talking about career pivots, fear, decision making, and how women can use AI as a real advantage. Take a listen. Thank you so much for joining us. I am beyond excited, and I know from our first conversation, I was like, this is going to be great.
It's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting. We're going to pull back all the layers and nothing is off limits.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And for those that I know we shared a bit of an intro and we talked through some things, but I'm really excited for people to hear about um, just you and your start and everything because you've built a career through so many pivots and you are leading right now in a space that is changing quickly, constantly, is ever evolving.
Yes.
So let's just sort of peel back from the start here. What has pivoting, because you talk about that a lot, required from you on really an identity level?
So I think the biggest thing is required for me is two things. Number one is authenticity. So every time I do a pivot, that I stay true to who I am. And it's also involves such a level of resilience and a level of grit because when you're pivoting, you're constantly feeling like you're at a beginning stage, right? I have to test out this new idea, test out this new market. And so you have to have a level of resilience to be able to go through that messy middle that I call it, that part where most people are going to quit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's that and it's the messy middle and sometimes it's just about, embracing that because everything can be messy and uncomfortable and we can all feel those things, right? Um, so let's talk about navigating this path and change a little bit because there are so many high achieving women that are used to just one clear path. They're like, I'm just
Yes,
going to go that
yes.
path. It's clear, it's all the things. What happens? And you could speak to just all of your experience here, when the path disappears, it becomes unclear
Yeah.
because of something like AI.
So you know what? It's funny because it could be AI, it could be job loss, it could be the pandemic, it could be political unrest, anything. And so one thing that I have to tell people is that whatever it is that you're doing, it's going to take you longer than what you think it's going to take. And you have to just develop that persistence because many of us, we are accomplished or ambitious women and we're successful in that one area, but we really don't realize and think about how long it took us to get to that point. And so, because we're successful in one thing, now we expect that when we transition to something else, that we're going to be successful in that same thing and not realizing that it's a growth period. And so when you transition, just because you're amazing at doing what you're used to doing, that doesn't mean you're going to be amazing at that next thing. So I think one of the hardest things for us to do is to show ourselves compassion, empathy, and be able to go through the process. So we have to give ourselves the same advice that we would give somebody else. If we're talking to a good girlfriend that's going through a transition, what we're going to tell her is listen, hey, give yourself time to figure out what it is that you want, understand the skill sets that you need. Know how to position yourself, know how to adapt, give yourself time to do that. But for ourselves, we're like, Penny, come on, let's go, let's get it. We have goals to achieve, we have things to do. And so we just, I think, sometimes have unrealistic expectations on ourselves. And I think a lot of times is we compare ourselves to men, we compare ourselves to other people that are like, you can just grind it out, just sleep when you die. Not realizing that a lot of these people, they have somebody at home that's taking care of their kids or taking care of their, six parents. And so I think we have to be realistic about where we are in our life and all of the responsibilities that we have. So sometimes we may have to redefine what success looks like for us a little bit And then also just give ourselves grace and maybe extend our time. Right. Instead of having to achieve these goals in 60 days, maybe it's 6 months or maybe it's a year or 2 years.
Mm,
So I just want to tell women to be compassionate with yourself and just
mhm,
make sure, when you're comparing somebody, you're not comparing yourself to their day 30 or their year 30. You're at your number. They don't
mm,
compare yourself, but women do it anyway. But oftentimes we are not comparing apples to apples.
absolutely. Absolutely. Now, before we get into this fear around AI and all the work that
Oh
you do
yeah.
in the space, I just want to talk about you for a little bit. Can you maybe just give us your a little bit of your background, your path, because it really is inspiring, and I think a lot of women want to hear from you directly about, how did you get where you are? How did you start your book, She Leads with AI? Can you share a little bit with us?
I joke and I say that I came out the womb an entrepreneur, right? My mom
Mhm.
says I came out the womb telling people what to do, right? So I started my first company when I was 19 and I interned with AT&T and T and Coca-Cola. And when I was there, I was young and I was like, well, what about doing it this way and that way? And I just knew at that time that I was going to be an entrepreneur. And I also was sitting down with an executive, and he was like, I was with Coca-Cola at the time. He was like, what is it that you want to do? I was like, well, I want to be the CEO of your company, right? What do you mean? He's like, what? Be a big dream. And so I was like, oh yeah, corporate is not. And so I went on to start my own company. First, it was a telecommunications and a marketing company, branding. We had a record label. So I was a serial entrepreneur until I landed really into doing business consulting, working with organizations and small businesses. So I had business bankruptcy, I had legal proceedings, I actually spent time in. And so my path just was not like a straight path. And each one of those times I kind of had to reinvent myself. And so that's why pivoting and being able to reinvent yourself, it is just one of the requirements of being an entrepreneur. So if God has given you this vision on the inside of you to have your own business, do not talk yourself out of it or think that you're not worthy of it. So entrepreneurship comes in different paths. And your past does not define you. It absolutely does not define you. And you're not too old.
Exactly.
Or
Exactly.
too young.
You're
Or
too
too young.
young. Exactly. And it's so true. We hear oftentimes leaders' stories, and
Yeah.
it's told in a way of, I did this, I did this, I did this, I did
Oh
this.
no.
As nobody tells all of the things that have happened that you have to fail to be successful.
And I always say that fail is just first attempt in learning, right? So
Mm,
failure is not a bad thing. You either achieve the goal or you get the lesson. So there is no success without failure. And I've learned so much more from the times that I failed than the times that I succeeded. When I failed, I was like, oh, don't need to do it that way again. Or up, okay, I just got to brush myself off and get back up. So I want to tell women to really embrace failure because you learn the lesson or you get the goal. So it's a win either way.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Mhm. And
Let's
I
get
want to say one more thing. And a lot of times, the doors that are closing for you just are not the doors for you, right? It may look like something that's shiny and it's something that's glossy, but when you pull back the layers, if you don't get it, it's not for you. Either it's not the right opportunity,
mm,
or maybe it's just not the right time and that you're not prepared for it. I remember I heard an example of a motivational speaker, and they said, you know, if you give your car keys to your child at 12 years old and they're not responsible enough and they don't know how to drive, it end up being something that's bad for them. Versus at
mm,
16, it's the same gift, but now they have more experience, they know how to drive the car. So sometimes we may get saddened or
yes.
disappointed because we're wanting the prize at 16 and we're just at a 12-year-old level. And so we just
Um,
have to continue to grow to get there.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm excited about a lot of this work you're doing now, and it's just so important for so many women to know about. But let's get back to the very, very basics. We know AI is everywhere, and we know that there's fear around it. But why is there so much fear? Like why are women actually afraid when it comes to AI to use it? Like, can you share more about this in your experience?
So it's a couple different things. Number one is the fear of the unknown. You hear so many different uh, uh, segments on news or the outlet. AI is taking over your jobs. These companies have fired 25,000, 30,000 employees, and it's all because of AI. And so much of the language around AI is fear driven. I think that's number one. Number two, women, we have placed our value, unfortunately, and our identity based on the roles, based on our job, based on our business. So we're like, I'm a business owner, I am a leader, I am a programmer, I am a whatever. And so now AI comes in and threatens that. So it's saying, hey, AI is going to replace your job or it's going to change how you do your job. And so now we're uneasy because our worth and value is on that role, not on the fact that I have skills, I can transfer these skills, I can learn new technology. And so my value is not based on my role. I think that's number two. I think number three, women are at max capacity. And so now you're telling them, hey, this is something else that you're going to have to go and you're going to have to learn. Figure it out. Put it in your already busy schedule. And now you have to compete, with something else at another level. So I think for women, we are attempting to gain our mental health back, figure out self-care, figure out work-life integration. And now this is just a total disruption. So I think the biggest thing that I've seen from all my conversations with hundreds and thousands of women is fear the unknown, fear of their identity being threatened because their values placed in their role, and then them figuring out, how do I learn this? Like, you have a new AI expert every day that's like, hey, develop this, AI agent, use this AI tool, and it is information overload. Even the women that have, are using AI, they aren't necessarily leveraging it strategically because they don't know what to do. Where do I start? Like, I'm using it, but like, how do I get this to be a game changer in my life?
Mm. So if I didn't know anything about AI, I'm scared because of all the reasons you listed. Where do I actually start? Like, is there a place that I can just start to engage with this that actually will make a difference for me as a leader?
Yes, I'm gonna give you three steps. And the first step is, I always say, mindset and strategy over tools. Because AI just amplifies whatever you're thinking, whatever your mindset is. So, number one, I would say reframe your mindset and understand that AI is not a threat. It really can be a strategic amplifier or a multiplier for you. And I use the example of when the cars first came, right? It was first invented. Those people that were on horses and horse and buggies, like, it had to be a transition for them. It was something that was new, right? But you're not going to say, oh my God, I'm going to continue walking, I'm going to continue using the horse and buggy versus using the car. But you were scared, like, you had to learn how to use it. Or when the iPhone came out, people that were on flip phones, some of y'all are too young to remember that, right? It was a transition for them of being afraid of the technology. So this is a new technology, just like when the washing machine came out, right? Are you going to continue to hang your clothes up on the clothesline, or are you going to use the technology to help make you more efficient? So, number one, change your mindset and understand that AI can be good or bad, just like anything, right? You can use AI to help find the cure for, cancer, or you can use it to hack somebody's account. So, number one, change your mindset about it. Number two, get very strategic about what you want to use AI for. Do you want to use it to help position you in your organization as a leader to be able to get promoted? Do you want to use it to help you coach your children and serve as a tutor, as a health plan? Grow your own business, start your own business. What do you want to use it for, right? So your strategy. And then number three is, let's choose an AI tool to delve into, start working, start with one. And then once you learn how to use it, then you can branch out. So let's just say you shifted your mindset and you said, hey, AI is a strategic partner. Then let's say the second thing, you're like, hey, I want to use AI to start my business. Then the third thing is to open up your AI tool, whatever it is, Claude, Chat, Gemini, Copilot, whatever the tool is, and you type in there, like you're talking to me or to a person, hey, I want to use you, AI, to start my own business. I don't know where to start. ask me 5 questions so that we can start a conversation so that you can help give me a strategy for starting my business. Simple. So what I tell people is really, if you just learn how to get clear on what it is that you want, you can ask AI to coach you through the process and ask you the questions to get you started because you don't know what you don't know. And just have a conversation with it like we're talking.
Because that's where I think a lot of people get stuck, right? Because I think they think, okay, I'm going to open up ChatGPT and I'm going to say, make me a business plan. And then
It does not work.
it does not work, right? People use it at surface level. So like, how do you train it? What is it? Can you walk us through like if I said, just like we were talking about before, you ask it questions, what does it look like to actually train AI to work for you? Maybe not like against you.
So I actually have a train formula or a method that I use in teaching other people how to train AI. And really what it's doing is think about you have a relationship with somebody, whether it's a friend or a romantic partner. How do you get to know them? You ask them questions, they ask you questions, and you answer questions. So the very simple way that I tell people is that you want to feed it as much information about you as possible, nothing private, right? Don't put your social security number, your birthday, none of that kind of stuff in there, but put in there like who you are, what you value, what your roles are, what your accomplishments are, what your skill set is, all of those things about you. So if you're an individual and you're looking at using AI in your leadership, basically you're putting your resume in there, right? Plus what you value, what your goals are. If you're a business owner, you want to put stuff in there about what your business does, your product and service, who your clients are, problems that they solve. If you're using it for you as an individual, let's just say you want it to serve as a health coach for you, then you're going to put in there information about your health, maybe your lab results on your last physical, how you eat. So you're feeding it information about you. The easiest way, which you can start training it in 30 seconds, is you can say to AI, I need to train you on XYZ, meaning I need to train you to help me to get a promotion. So I need to train you on myself, my skills, my ability. If it's a job, I need to train, if it's a business, I need to train you on helping me to build a business. Ask me 10 questions that is going to help you get to know me and where I can train you on my voice. So I tell people the easiest thing to do to train AI is to tell it, hey, I need to train you so you can get to know me and ask me 10 questions or 15 questions. And then when it asks you the questions, you answer the questions. And then you say, hey, based on everything that I just gave you, give me back a report out of who you think I am or what you think my business is. And then it's going to give you a report out back. And you just fill in the gaps and holes and you continue. You say, hey, ask me 5 more deeper questions that'll help you get to know me. So it's a process of just training AI on whatever specific thing that you're wanting it to work with you on. Does that make sense?
Ah, absolutely. Absolutely. And this is interesting. And we touched on this when we first connected. We talk so much about AI for business, which is just so important, helping you build your career, thinking about starting a business, all the things. But what about in relationships or for your health or for
Yes.
things that are outside of it? Like, why does that matter? Can it help us with that too?
Absolutely. A lot of people think that I got started with AI because of business, because I am a business owner, but I got started with AI because of my son. At the time, he was in the 7th grade and he's neurodiverse. He's diagnosed on the autism spectrum. And I was sitting in an IEP meeting. And what they were saying, I was like, this is not best for my child, what's right for him. So I went home to AI and I said, listen, I was in this IEP meeting. I need you to act as an attorney. I need you to pull the laws. I need you to act as an advocate to tell me what my rights are. And I need you to basically give me a whole strategy and plan of what his goals need to be, his accommodations need to be, etc. And it gave me that. And I was like, write me an email to schedule another meeting, with the school. And it gave me a complete plan. And I went in there and I was able to get everything that I wanted for him because AI helped me to understand the law. It helped me to understand my rights as an a mom and as an advocate. So that's how I used it for my son. And then too, like when he has homework that comes home that he may not understand, I don't understand it. We'll take a picture of it and attach it to AI and we'll say, hey, serve as a tutor, explain step by step, show, the visuals, how you work out the problem, and teach him. And so now AI is serving as a coach for him. So that's kind of education, but you can do it for whatever age child, for whatever you need. I have a senior that's graduating high school, and he developed an AI agent to go out there and research and find scholarships for him. And so now he's going to his school of choice, full tuition scholarship, because he used AI to help him to go out there and do the research. He uploaded his scholarship applications in there, had it to tweak it. And so again, what I want people to understand is you don't use the tool just to give you information without feeding it anything, because then it's going to give you something generic. Like he wrote the essay and then AI enhanced it. So that's kind of just like family. For my health, and for your health, I went to a functional medicine doctor, right, where they do all your labs and they tell you like if your vitamin B is off, your vitamin A or whatever. And I attached the labs and I said, hey, I need you to review these labs. Tell me like a whole plan that I need to increase my levels, my energy, right? Tell me the food I need to eat, the exercise I need to, do based on my lifestyle. So I would say, hey, this is my lifestyle. This is what I like to do. I'm not gonna run. I'm not gonna be doing that. I'm not gonna be getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, going to the gym. Give me a plan based on that. And even with my marriage or relationships, my husband and I, we kept having this argument, the same argument. And I put in there, I said, listen, I don't want you to be biased. I was like, this is what's my husband's perspective. This is my perspective. Help me to understand my blind spots and serve as a marriage coach, right? So you can use it for any area of your life. But you got to have a strategy, right, to be able to understand what do you want it to do.
And that's what I love about this, right? It's having the conversations. It's not just, okay, you put one thing and you get an answer, right? It's you're pushing it. You're saying, okay, thank you. Can you deepen my understanding of this? What questions do I ask a doctor? How should I be thinking about this differently? My friend's mad at me. Here's the situation, not being biased. What am maybe I not seeing, right? Like you're asking it in new ways, and that's so important. And we just don't talk about this enough, right? And that's how you
Mm-hmm.
master this. That's how you can use it to help you and to grow, right? And, for people that, want to work with you on this, what are some services you provide? What do you do to help people better understand this?
Well, before I do that, I want to tell you one thing too, is a lot of times AI can be biased, of course, but it's there to say, hey, you did a great job. It's amazing. So make sure you be like, hey, listen here. I need you to be non-biased, especially if it's a relationship, because you don't want it telling you like, oh, you right. It's them. They did it wrong. So be biased, show your perspective. And then also be able to say, listen, tear what I just gave you apart. Don't tell me it's amazing. Identify the blind spots, etc. So you want to make sure that it's not this, you did amazing, you're awesome, right? So that's what I wanted to say. And number two, the first thing that I would tell people is to get my book. I mean, that's the number one thing, right? She Leads with AI. And it is for a high ambitious woman, and it's showing you how to use AI in every area of your life. And so, how I'm talking to you about training it, the different prompts that I'm giving you, it is in the book. And it shares stories of other women in the book that have used AI to help them, like when they were going through a cancer diagnosis or getting married or getting divorced or just navigating life. So it's those real stories for women. So that's the first thing, is to get the book. Number two, we do a free master class every month. It's called Don't Get Left Behind with AI. And you can come and you can actually get practical tools and steps. We do live AI labs. And so we're like, honey, we are not going to leave you behind. It doesn't matter if you're new to it or if you're experienced, we're doing the labs live. And then finally, we have an AI Leadership Accelerator. It's a 60-day experience where we have community, accountability, and coaching. And we come up with what are your three strategic goals that you want to accomplish in 60 days, whether you're a leader, a business owner, or you're just looking to build legacy and build your health. We walk you through the steps. So it is amazing, right? But I think the biggest thing is just get started. Just get started.
I love it. I love it. And we'll of course include the links to your book and everything so people can really get engaged, But I want to think real quickly about the future of leadership. So when you think about the women that are leading in the next 5 to 10 years, what are they doing differently right now that you're seeing?
So the one thing that I'm seeing is that they're realizing that many of the systems that are in place now are not necessarily the best systems for them to keep them healthy, to have them to, have work-life integration and being able to have caregiving responsibilities. And so they really are just rewriting their own rules. And what we say is you are rewriting the code. And what you're doing is you're sitting down and you're not placing your value on your productivity and your performance, but you're sitting and saying, what do I value in life? So these women are saying, okay, what is it that I value in life? And a lot of them are valuing freedom. A lot of them are valuing health, relationships. And they're saying, how do I need to structure my career? Or how do I need to build my business around this? And how can I leverage AI or other tools to be able to make me more productive and give me my time back? So I think one of the main things that they're doing is they're coming up with a strategy and they're looking at it and saying, 10 years from now, where do I want to be? And what is it going to take for me to get there? Considering all of the different things that are going on with AI or the economy or politics. So for most of these women, the number one thing that they're doing is they're understanding their strategy. Number two, they're making sure that their skills, their expertise, and their relationships, right, are lining with it, because a lot of them understand that it's no longer keep my head down, work harder, my work will speak for itself. Don't, to be invited to the table, wait till you're invited, and they're charting their own course. But they're having to shift their mindset and say, I'm having to rewrite the rules so that I can ensure that 10 years from now, the things that I'm doing are going to get me there. So most women, we just get on a hamster wheel or a treadmill and life is happening to us. But the women that are being successful, they are not letting life happen to them. They are happening to life. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. This has been so powerful and just gaining just so much new insight and knowledge. And I'm excited to hear your response to this question. It's my favorite question, and we end every episode with this. What does it mean to unleash your inner queen and make decisions that help shape who you become next?
You know what? Unleashing your inner queen to me means number one, understanding that you are enough, you're more than enough. Stop sabotaging yourself and stop asking for permission. Validate your own self, go after whatever it is that you want. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's gonna, throw you a lifeline. It is up to you to build and create the life that you want. And when you are unleashing your queen, you are in a queen, you're giving yourself the authority and the permission to go after and do it. So stop waiting on somebody else to invite you to the table. Stop waiting on somebody else to give you permission. And baby, just unleash it and go out there and get it yourself.
Mm, I love it. I love this so much. You are just truly incredible and
Oh.
everything that you're doing, how you're empowering women, right? To really understand that this is a tool that you can use, that you can harness and become even stronger and build really the life that you want. It's really, really empowering. So thank you so much. And, if people want to get in touch with you or engage with you, where can they go? What's the best way?
One thing I was going to say before I tell you guys how to contact me is a lot of people tell you that you have to have an or life, right? Meaning that you can be successful in your career or your business, or you can have a great personal life and be healthy and have a family. So I also just want to say part of unleashing that inner queen in you is understanding that you can live an AM life. You can have success
Mm,
and you can have, success in your business or career and success in your personal life. You don't have to give up the dreams of wanting a family or wanting to be married or wanting to be healthy. You don't have to run yourself in the ground
yes.
working more, right? When you shift your mindset and you develop a strategy, you can have that and kind of life. And so anybody,
Mm.
I'm at Coach T Renee, that's TRENEE, at Coach T Renee on all platforms, social media platforms, and I am TReneeSmith.com,
Mm.
TReneeSmith.com.
Mm. I love it. I love it. This is so wonderful. And we'll of course include all the links, and we just encourage people to get in touch and just start your journey with this. You have just an amazing coach, and it'll really, really help you as you continue to grow your journey. And this episode, everything that we're doing here today is about understanding the moment we are in and deciding how to move within it, right? You are just helping women step into their space with clarity and intention, and we're so grateful for your time and your insights. Now, if you learn how to use these tools well, you're going to create more room to think, lead, and build what actually really, really matters. So, thank you so much for joining us and just for all the work that you're doing for empowering women and really helping us grow and build our businesses in the way that we want to be seen.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited. This was a much needed conversation.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. And as always, you subscribe, share, leave a review. Every time you do, you help somebody think differently, move with intention, and unleash their inner queen. Thank you so much, and we're so grateful for you.